Sunday Funday live. I'm going to let this thing, let people pile in a little bit and make sure that everybody can hit skip ads. Hope y'all are having a good one. Looks like we got everybody into to skip ads. There is a poll out. If you would, in the comment section, not the comment, chat box, there's a poll there. What do you think the stock market's going to do in this coming week? Up, down, or hell if I know? And I don't know. In my opinion, they closed very strong on Friday. Let's take a look real quick. S&P ended up 5.76% up for the week. NASDAQ ended up 7.36%. Dow Jones ended up 4.73%. Russell ended up 4.92%. The VIX ended down 16.75%. And oil ended down 7.26%. Now, that being said, in my opinion, I'm in the hell if I know camp. Okay. But if you had to press me, I would probably lean yes. And that's a tough position to take right there. Because of how strong the week ended. But there's some things going on, right? It's the end of the month. There could be some, mid-year moves going on to maybe pile in, maybe some people rotating money into some losers, right? That might push the market up. But that is a tough position to be in after the strong week that we had. So that really kind of ends up pushing me into the Elefino camp. But we shall see. I don't expect Monday to be green at all. I think we had like 3 straight days of up. We have to have a little bit of relief eventually. You got some interesting earnings. You have Nike out next week. You have Micron, which would be interesting. It was interesting. Last week's earnings that I said to look out for were the home builders, and they blew it out the water. And I believe it was it Smith & Wesson or Winnebago? One of the two. Maybe it was both. And I believe they blew. I think Smith & Wesson blew it out the water as well. So all in all, it was a great week overall, pretty much for everything. So I have no complaints. We just need to have some follow through. I think that's going to be the issue, is follow through. And we'll see. You guys know I don't like looking at futures this early, but yeah, they're down a little bit. I would expect a Monday. I would expect a red Monday. Because if I look here, yeah, we had 24th was up, 25th was up. Oh wait, I got to go back some. 21st, 22nd, yeah, it was kind of flattish, but 22nd, 23rd was up, 24th was up. I just think we need to take a break. So we'll see. So how'd the week go for you guys? What did we do? We went and watched a movie. We went and watched Top Gun Maverick. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the movie. I I vaguely remember the first one, and that's because I don't watch movies 50 times. Like when I watch a movie, I typically only watch a movie once. And so if you're talking about Top Gun, that was like 1986 was the last time I watched Top Gun. So um, I probably missed some of the idiosyncrasies, if you will, in that movie. But overall, it was a good movie. We saw the movie. There was only like 10 people in the movie theater, and that was good because I don't like crowds, obviously. And we went at like a noon showing, so that was cool. Um, and we saw you saw it in 270 degrees. So you had the curved screen up front, and then in certain scenes of the movie, they would have like movie picture, whatever you want to call it, on the side. So you were like enveloped in certain, like in the flying scenes and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. I think it cost us like $45, and it wasn't too bad considering. Because I can't pass up the popcorn. Yeah, you can't take me to a movie and tell me you can't have popcorn. That's just not gonna happen. So what else we got? I don't know. Is that it, babe? Oh yeah, that was a weird one because like we ordered a soda, and he went to go fill the soda, right? And he put the ice in, went to fill the soda, and it came out clear. It was a dark soda, and then he went to go look for another one that was working. So he went, and the guy went and put his hand over our cup and poured out the liquid that he got from the last dispenser, and then he went and filled it up. I'm like, dude, how do you think that's a good thing? Like, why would you even think to do that? It's like, I don't know. Very strange. So our ice was all over his hand, and it's just weird. But we ended up getting a replacement. The manager didn't seem to understand what was wrong. And he really didn't understand how to address customers. And I think that's like an overall thing with every uh, business nowadays, service business, that type of business where you have people that just don't know how to interact with people, and that we for sure encountered that. So, but overall, movie was good. Can't complain. So we're 8 minutes in. Check out the poll. Make sure you do it. Oh no, another thing. I just watched Dave's last video. If someone can go in there and put in the link to Hidden Off Grid's YouTube channel, go check that out. It's pretty interesting. Dave's out there hiking the AT. He's like on day 16 or 17. He's got like 7 or 8 videos out already, and he's getting a little beat up in the first portion of his trip. Definitely could use some support and stuff. Wish him well. Looks like it's going a little bit better for him today in today's video, so that's good to hear. So if someone would do that, that'd be great. So we'll just get into some comments here, some commentaries, and it's Dr. Drip Johnson. He said the bottom is in for sure. There you go, guys. The drip Johnson. You heard it from the horse's mouth. He's called it. Go all in. If it's wrong, call up Dr. Drip. Knives is first. Knives is always first, y'all. Grateful Man, time to close out those big losers that are now smaller losers and wait for the new bottom. Yeah, they can close. Maybe they're gonna close out those big losers and put them into the bigger, more stable companies that'll lead us out of the bottom. That's possible. That's possible. First behind Drip, I'm first to chat 2 sentences. Hello, everyone. Hello, Gary. How's it going? Go! Lightning lead 1-0. End of first period. You watching soccer? Is that soccer or is that hockey? Mark Ryan, fairly certain the markets are heading down again. I just recorded a couple hours ago, or recorded my options update, and I kind of went over that as well, and it's a definitely there's definitely going to be some resistance we're headed toward if we go up. There's definitely a cap on this upside for sure, and so it could head down. It could head down. There's not a clear picture of market rocketing. The Sheik is in the house. Iron Sheik Raymond. Joe Zip, please go up. Need NVIDIA over 185. What's NVIDIA at right now? NVDA. NVDA is at 171. Whew, you need it at 185. There's going to be resistance right there at 185. It'd be tough to get through. But gotta see what Micron does. Micron might help you out. Then they have earnings. Even though, it's just tech. You never know. Financial options with Thumper. Hello. Thumper, how's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Honestly, I hope for red, been dollar cost averaging in VTI. I'm in for the long haul. Yeah, I definitely see some opportunity still that you're going to be able to get up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and keep buying. Mike says, ew, nasty AF on the Coke. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't understand. Like, that's fine if you're drinking it, but if you're serving it to somebody else, you don't stick your hands into their freaking soda. Like, what the heck? I don't get it. And there is Hidden Off Grid's YouTube channel. Thank you, Miss Knives. Pokey caught a Drip Johnson in college. Yeah. Did that one teach you a lesson? Grateful Man says, is that how you got the name Pokey? Missed the quotation marks on that bottom comment. No, I didn't miss the quotation marks. It was you saying it. You were quoting it, right? You were quoting yourself? Or who are you quoting? Dead cat bounce. Could be. Could be. Standard hand grenade in the chat box. Where is all the outage of all the lost souls since 1973? Outrage of all the lost souls since 1973. Sad to see so many protesting for death. Ah, Mike. Mike's good for the hand grenades. Yeah. That's why I said, what a great week in all around. And I did say that on purpose. Yeah, the protesting is strange. It's very strange. I was talking with my wife about this today, and it's like, if you're just any sort of normal human being, and how do you not see the wrong in protesting for the murder of babies? You're gonna piss people off. I'm gonna piss people off, but I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. But at least now, you have freedom of choice. You're gonna have disgusting states and corporations helping you along to kill your baby. And you can choose where, your money goes and where you live and what you agree with and what you don't. That's the way it should be. How do you know when the market is heading up or reverse? It's all magic, man. Magic. That's why there's a Elefino option. Dead cat bounce for maybe about a week, two at the most, before we start butt clenching again for the next 0.75 Fed raise, and then we're into earnings reports the week after that. I don't know about the butt clenching for the Fed raise, because this is what pretty much uh, fueled this rally, was a Fed raise. So um, could it happen again? I don't know. I mean, we're start talking about looking at deflation here. Oil's going down, um, rates going up, deflationary period. Does that mean the market's going to go down? Could be. I finally ripped the Band-Aid off and sold the bags I was holding, cashed out of Riot, Vizio, Space, Palantir, tired of holding garbage and having money tied up. Where are you putting it? Well, that's a good question. If not over 185, be rolling. Rolling's not a bad issue. My options video tomorrow, you'll see my rolls. And I had a couple of assignments too, some big ones. That'd be interesting. You should have an annual video titled Bag Alert, detailing your worst bags for the year. What were my worst ones? Well, they're not done yet. That's the problem. Art K, I'm still holding on to. Started that puppy, going back to Joe Zip here, rolling. I've been rolling Art K since $105 in December. Still rolling it. Lord Slade, my boy Dave, been fighting endangered birds and such. Yeah, he tore one up. But hey, what are you gonna do? One comes attacks you, man. Birds can do some damage to you real quick. Remember that movie, Birds? Some of you are probably too young for that one. Roe v. Wade. Yep. My worst bag of the year, decade, career is Redfin. Oh man, where's Redfin? Redfin Real Estate. $9.67. 52-week rate. Man, I went from 90, almost 100 down to $9. Sheesh. What do they do exactly? Are they just a broker? Online real estate marketplace and provides real estate services. Why are they falling so bad? What happened? I don't understand. Because the real estate market is still relatively hot. Are they into something that I'm not aware of? Is Redfin not a traditional like real estate seller? Lord Slade, if we doing this, the court just left it up to each state as it always should have been. Moved to a state that is in line with you. Exactly. Exactly. You got freedom of choice. You don't have to live where you don't agree with. Fed needs to stay out of a lot of stuff. Greetings, all. Greeting, Dark Knight. Gavin says, I'm looking into preferred share funds. Have you covered them on your channel at all? I'll check it out. I have a couple. I think was it PFF or PGX or something like that? Typically I don't know if they're going to do very well in a rising rate environment. Uh-oh. I just got disconnected and reconnected. Hopefully that works out. Only thing I don't like about the funds is from what the last time I looked at funds, they had decreasing income. So I kind of don't like that. Let's see. Have they been decreasing their 1 year ago it was 6.16 for PGX and now it's 5.9. So pretty flat. Not bad, but over a longer period though, let's see. Longer period definitely trending down. So it's kind of what I don't like about preferred shares. Maybe if you can buy preferred shares on your own and not on the funds, because you can do that. Joe Zip, I had some vertical puts that were underwater, but 3 weeks to go, they were assigned early and left my lower put. Felt like the broker should have used my lower put, crushed my cash balance. You just sell it. You just close it out and reestablish your positions. But yeah, that's essentially what happened to me this week. Crush my cash balance too, so I'm going to have to do something about that this coming up week. Mike Witten says, I would like to label the realtor MLS system as a cartel. 6% to sell something you own, scam and monopoly. The only thing you pay money to sell. 6%. Yeah. The whole real estate game is pretty crappy. Like what's I don't know what the big deal is. You get the government mostly involved saying, you got to regulate this and make sure that this happens and that happens. And it's all a bunch of paper pushing. Let's get a like on this, guys. Heck yeah. I bought SPLG and sold covered calls on it with the freed up money. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah. I think that's a smart place to be as opposed to those other ones. It's definitely going to be safer. And I sold a bros put. Yeah, I did too. I rolled mine from 40 down to 35 all the way out to August. And I'm fine with that. Bros is legit. We'll be over 80 in 2 years. So if the growth plan plays out, that's going to be crucial that they're able to break into states and not literally break in, but get into states and get them stores open. But clenching as in, is it going to be 50 or is it going to be 75? The market doesn't like indecision. I'm hoping it's 1. I said it before they did the 7.5. That should have been at least 1. Like, just get it over with. Like Mark pulling the Band-Aid off. Just pull the Band-Aid off and get it over with. Mike Witten, Redfin is a 1% commission versus 3% on the seller side. So maybe that's why that's why they're not making any money. Broke expat John has a whole bunch of tickers there. Hit the thumbs up button, everybody. Do you believe Fire in the Sky? Oh, I never watched that movie. Is real, or have you never seen it? One lumberjack out of 4 out of Oregon got abducted in 70s. Do I believe in aliens? Absolutely. I believe we're aliens. I do. Look, the likelihood that we were the only living things, breathing things in this whole galaxy that we know it, with all these dead planets all around us, that there was never anything on them, I find it hard to believe. I find it very hard to believe. But, you know, so that's why I said last week that I think eventually humanity will end, and the earth is going to look like any other round ball out there in our universe. The Sheik is traveling today for work with bad internet, trying to catch up to the live stream. Man, that's weak, man. You better tell your work, man, to step up the internet game. Get them some Starlink.
No excuse.
Yeah, that's not good. What's your feelings on TQQQ 5 to 10 years down the road? 5 to 10 years down the road, I would imagine the NASDAQ will be up. So, in that vein, you would have to think that the TQQQ will also be up. But there will definitely be some rocky roads in between there, like we're in right now. I think the Sheik jacked me up. I'm getting some low signal or weak signal uh, notifications up here saying I only have 1 bar. Connection is unstable. Man, what'd you do? What'd you do, Sheik? We got some aliens in the house. So how'd we do on the poll? Let's check it out. So we only got 37 votes up, but we're pretty split between yes and no. 41% says yes, 41% says no, and only 19% says Elefino. So
I'm the 19%.
you're one of the 19%, babe?
Yes.
Okay. Elefino is fine. So we got 39 people watching. What else do we got coming up this week? Anybody know? Do you got any news for us, babe?
Me?
Yeah.
Just looking forward to Wednesday so I can have a day off.
Yeah. Knives has been on a
7 days.
a streak of like 7 days straight. People are calling in sick and
You're out.
nobody wants to work and stuff like that. So I'm looking at a headline. It says stocks pace towards worst start since 1970. 1970. That's pretty rough. But that's also a good thing. So just have some money to buy. VTI versus SPY. Could you do a short on advantages, disadvantages? VTI, you're going to have a little bit of exposure to some smaller and mid cap companies, but it's very small. So that's really the only thing. SPY, you're only exposed to the 500 in the S&P 500, right? So with VTI, you get some small and mid cap, but there's such a small, minute portion that it really doesn't affect it very much. I think it's more, to me, VTI is more psychological, right? Like you're going to own the whole market, right? Instead of just the S&P 500. Because, I mean, let's look real quick. Let's compare the performance year to date between VTI and SPY. And VTI is down about 1.25% more. That's probably going to be that little bit of small cap and mid cap in there. The one good thing about SPY, though, is you'll be able to write some covered calls VTI, you probably can, but it's not very, very good. SPY, you'll definitely be able to take advantage of the covered call situation, the options market there. Mike Witten, DaVita took a big hit. Has to do with the Supreme Court on pricing. DaVita. Who's DaVita?
Maybe he means Velveeta.
No, DaVita. Velveeta. DaVita's a company. What is DaVita? What the heck is this thing? Let's look. Probably healthcare if the Supreme Court is doing something with it. Yeah, healthcare. And they took a little bit of a beating last week, down 14%. What are they in? I just saw something about kidneys. Man, that's why I don't like these. I don't like the biopharmaceutical companies. Those the government can just chew you up. Oh, Altria Group. There's another one. Holy crap, man. So the government banned the Juul device, which is a vaping device. That wasn't a profitable thing for Altria Group to begin with. I actually tried the Juul at one point, and I thought it was disgusting. I would have rather it smoked cigarettes. So they're getting rid of the Juul. What do you think these people that are buying the Juul are going to go to? They're going to go to their higher profit margin cigarettes. That's what they're going to do. So I think the market way overreacted to this ban on the Juul device for Altria. And yeah, I just it's weird that they're just picking on Altria because there's other devices out there, but they're just picking on Altria. So they must have pissed somebody off in the government. Banks can buy back shares this week. Stress test over. This is true. I happened to choose the wrong bank, the one that performed the worst, which is Bank of America. I really should have did a sector ETF if I wanted to play the banks, but I didn't. I went against my own thoughts and practices. We still need to go through a bunch of Q2 earnings call misses. Have we been going through a lot of misses? I haven't heard very much misses, but I've heard revised guidances. The first 5 days after the weekend are the hardest. This is true. Dr. Drip says "Voo" for the win. SPY is much easier to sell options on. VTI is cheaper to own. Correct. If you're just going to be a buy and holder, go with VOO or VTI. Stick it in there and buy it. But if you're going to be wanting to sell covered calls or something like that, SPY is the way to go. His second bag is shop. That thing got way high, way back. How are they at now? Holy cow. 1,700 down to 385. Sheesh. And it's probably still overvalued. Looking at far as price to earnings. Man. Grateful Man is in VTI, but I'm thinking SPY is better because of more option choices due to the weeklies. It's just more option choices, period. More volume as well. Did I use that correctly? Volume. DVA has bought back 40% of their stock, but took a beating on their Medicare kidney dialysis pricing. Yeah, the government can do whatever they want. That's the bad part about the FDA. I own VTI and SPLG, and I sell cover calls in them, but not as good as Spy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do it. It's just not as there's not enough market participation in those options to really. I mean, you're gonna be giving up probably some money just because of a spread, things like that. Spy, typically you're gonna have no spread in the bid ask for the most part. Lord Slade, racist gov ban, menthol cigs. Guess who this will impact as per government data? Yeah, mostly minorities um, uh, are in the menthol era. That's what I started on. Didn't end up on it, but honestly, if I was a menthol cigarette smoker and they banned menthols, I'd be smoking regulars. Gary says, "Good evening, Mo will be fine." I agree. Actually, I think it's going to help them because Juul wasn't a moneymaker for them. Um, Cigarettes definitely are. So, uh, the go ahead, ban the Juul. They're gonna have to write it off. It's gonna look ugly for a minute, but those customers are going to buy cigarettes. Back does the best in recession. Really? That's good news. Because I only own 100 shares, but that's good news. I can't bring myself to sell several hundred shares of VTI and pay taxes just to switch to SPY. Yeah, I wouldn't do it either, especially in a taxable account. If it was a IRA, then you can do whatever you want. Gary says Dave went Rambo on a little birdie. Yeah, that poor bird. I'm surprised YouTube let him keep that video up. Robert says, "Hello, all. Was last week a suckers rally? I think so. What changed?" I don't think it's a suckers rally, but it's a rally nonetheless. And I think you can take advantage of it, and I think some people will. Mike says, "I did see this wonderful quote. The IRS is really, really good at getting their money." Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are. That's all they know how to do is get your money. Sup, Darth Dividend? Is Dave listening to Funky Town while cooking sausages? What the heck? He hasn't done very much food video. I wish he would do some food videos. I smell a vid. No. Dave gave that bird what was coming to it. I absolutely agree. I mean, yeah, you got a bird to attack you. Yeah, you're gonna tear that thing up if you can. They can poke your eye out. I'm down to the bottom. It's only 6:30. Got 42 people in here. Where's everybody at? What are they talking about? I thought for sure that people would be happy and everything else. Market's gone up 5, 6, 7% for the week, and people ain't chatting. Dar says the court is going after FDA and the Juul ban. They froze the ban. I didn't hear that, but if they did, I think they should. I think that's horrible that they go after one manufacturer, right? Why are you picking on Altria? There's a ton of vape devices out there. I don't even know if Altria is the Juul is the most popular one. I don't think it is. Like I said, I thought it was disgusting when I tried it. But if you are attacked by a wild animal, go for their eyes. For sure. Marine Corps manual states to go for groin or eyes in a hand-to-hand situation. Yeah, just grab them by the balls. I have it on good advice that Matt will donate his green screen. Matt doesn't have a green screen, does he? A bit of market news this week. May's home sales, consumer spending, manufacturing, PMI, and then some company reports. Nike, General Mills, Walgreens, Micron. Yeah, General Mills, I think that's going to be interesting. Like all the other food places, higher revenues, but higher input costs, higher costs for sure, and revised guidance. So I think that's what you're going to see there. Walgreens, they may be getting a boost because they're starting to ramp up the V thing again. So we'll see. Nike, I don't know. People wear Nike still? I don't even know. Here is the link. Sorry, you can't do links. They don't do links on the live streams for some reason. This administration is good at going after people they don't like. In general, people do not believe this is the bottom. If you listen to the financial news, all rallies are great, followed by a but. Yeah, but that, in my opinion, that's in everything, though. That's like you're always gonna have a but, and that's because they can't sit there and say, okay, the markets are going up. They can't do that. They can't. The opposite is also true. They cannot sit there and say the markets are going to go down. So they just can't do it. They always have to have a but. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. Good evening, Nick. Hey, Darth. Hope you're doing well. I posted the link in the description regarding Jewel. Yeah, just everybody check that out. Yeah, the Altria thing is overdone. I picked the wrong time to put some puts out on there, but that's okay. The rally is a trap. Maybe hit SPY 410, and then the selling begins again down to about SPY 340. I said there was going to be some resistance. I think I said right around there. It's basically right around the 50 period moving average. There's going to be definite resistance right there. And then we'll see. General Mills announced a breakup into 3 companies. I thought that was Kellogg. I kind of swore that was Kellogg. Or did General Mills do that as well? Damn it. Now I'm curious. Yeah, that's Kellogg. Let's see. Did General Mills say the same thing? Nope. Yeah, I think it's Kellogg. Agreed. SPY is heading to 340 or lower. Where's the SPY chart? Pull up for me. 340. Man, you guys aren't even stopping at 360? You guys just go straight to 340. Why not 320? 320 has some really strong support down there. GM, a breakup into 3 companies. Huh? GM. The market is going to bounce down, but many stocks have hit the bottom. The overall economy not that bad. By looking at the way people are, you know, continuing their day-to-day lives, it doesn't seem like anything's too bad. Gas actually went down. That's odd. 200 moving average weekly level. Modify 200. Are you talking about the resistance? GM is breaking up. GM or GE? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, Kellogg's breaking up into 3. The food guy ought to know. He's the food guy. I'm doing well, Nick. General Mills, the cereal company. Kellogg, yeah, Kellogg's. I think they're trying to break up the get their healthy snack business off to the side to concentrate on that and show that it's growing, and get the slow growth or no growth, cereal sugary stuff into one company as well. You think small caps could be a good buy? What's the Russell looking like? Russell's only down 22%. I don't trust the Russell at the moment, personally. How does IWM look? Everything looks all the charts of all the indexes look very similar. But yeah, IWM, or they're teetering right now. To me, they could, if we have a sell off this week, they could fall back down to that 160 level, I think. What is IWM? The IWM was interestingly used to have GameStop as in their like number one stock. I don't even see it there anymore. That's interesting. Best days may be ahead for the banks. Yeah, they're going to be making that interest. I guess was General Mills or Kellogg's? It's Kellogg's. Kellogg's is splitting up into 3s. You and Matt Money still on good terms? Who, me? Yeah, Matt Money's my guy. Might be 3 separate dividend companies. Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably do that. I don't know. They might not have a dividend on their growth sector. Kellogg's, yeah, not GM. DaVita, I think that's supposed to be DaVita, does dialysis. If you didn't find it yet, gotcha. Kellogg is planning to separate into 3 independent public companies, sectioning off its iconic brands in distinct snacking, cereal, and plant-based businesses. That just seems weird. It does seem weird to me when companies do that. It's like, is it just to make more money? Like, are all 3 of these companies going to have separate leadership, right? It's like weird. I don't know. At the end of every big up day, I sell TQQQ and buy SQQQ, and on drop days, do the opposite. Just enough shares to have fun. It has been working. It'll probably work if you did it this Friday. I'm still catching up. I heard PM is going to enter the U.S. market and compete directly with Mo. Need to research this more to confirm. Oh, Philip Morris. Yeah. Will they be allowed to? Very close poll, is it? Let's see. Oh, it sure is. 40% yes, 38% no, and 22% hell if I know. I can't wait to be done with this semester so I can collaborate with you guys. Man, Darth is just busy. The Sheik says if you go for my groin in combat, we might just become best friends. The Iron Sheik. Micron will be interesting. Stronger dollar is generally bad for chip companies. Yeah. Let's look at the Micron chart real quick. I don't keep an eye on these things too often. Oh wow, Micron in its 52-week low range here. Yeah, that could get interesting. If they miss, yeah, $50 could be in the picture for Micron if the market doesn't like what they have to say. I have to get going. All right, Darth, have a good one. Let's see. Mike says, I just want Taco Bell, America's favorite Mexican restaurant, to lower the price of the Nacho Supreme to $1.99 again and bring back borderized fries. What the heck are borderized fries? I like the nacho fries. You know, they brought back the Mexican pizza for like a week. They ran out of freaking supplies and they announced they were going to cut it again. It's like, what the heck, man? Yeah, exactly. What are borderized fries? Gary says mortgage rates have peaked. The difference between 1980 and today is bank CDs were paying 15% plus back then. Now banks get away with 1% rates. Yeah, I just moved our savings account over to Wealthfront cash account, 1.4%. It's like, man, it's like, are you serious? Big difference between snacks and cereal. What about cereal bars? Where do they go? That's a good question. That is a good question. Yeah. Would they be, I guess they can add like some plant-based material in there and call them healthy? I was curious about that when I was reading about Kellogg's for my daughter. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. 3 different companies. It's weird. Borderized fries were a Nacho Supreme, but fries instead of their chips. Oh, okay. That actually sounds very good. I've never even seen that. The Sheik says, I think there is a lot of overpriced garbage in the Russell. I don't expect a full recovery on many Russell stocks. Yeah, the Russell makes me a little nervous here because there hasn't been a big sell-off in it. If it had fallen 50%, I'd say, yeah, go ahead and buy some, but it's not even down that much. The NASDAQ's down further than the Russell. Interest rates are still going up, Gary. Nothing has peaked. Oh, they totally need a tater tot version of those. Oh, that would be good too. Tater tots. Tater tots are the bomb. Did you atone for your sin and go buy the boba Boba tea. No, I didn't. I don't think we went out to eat at all or anything this week.
Get a tip.
I got a tip.
$10.
Ooh, nice.
Here's it.
Shamir says, had Taco Bell yesterday. 2 Doritos. I love the nacho cheese Dorito taco shells. Those are the bomb. Crunch Wrap Supreme and chips and cheese for my side. That cheese is just something else, ain't it? I don't know what it is about that cheese, but I like lick the inside of that container. Joe Zip, $10. Right on, Joe. I appreciate that. He says, I enjoy all the videos you put out. Keep up the good work. I will, Joe. I sure will try. Thank you very much. W says, plant-based is a scam. Eat meat and real veggies. Just saying. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. You look at any of that stuff, it's just science projects is really what it is. That's scary. Nick's for me. Taco Bell is like prep for a colonoscopy. It doesn't affect me too bad. What I usually get, honestly, at Taco Bell is whatever the $5 box is. I don't care what's in it. It's just give me the $5 box and I'll eat it. Because essentially, Taco Bell is it's all the same stuff. It's just in a different wrapper. Awesome. Thank you for that, says Knives. Yes. Thanks, Joe. Going Green Mom, M1 bump checking interest rates to 1.3%. I noticed they upped their loan rates to 5%, though. I was looking at that the other day. I was like, man, I remember seeing that at like 2%. Now it's at 5%. Bike says, well, Mara, what's MSTR? Is that Monster? That's not Monster, is it? MicroStrategy. Recover, or are they on life support? MicroStrategy. I've never even heard of this. What is this thing? Small cap, $200 a share. Yeah, I know nothing about this company. Never even heard of it. But holy crap, did they miss earnings back in May? I don't know what happened there, but they missed in a big way. So the sell-off was definitely warranted. Not something I would mess with at any point. It's sitting. Is it even sitting on support right now? No, not really. Man, that's a rough one. What was the other one? Mara. Mara, I think, is on life support. Microcap, down to microcap status now. That thing went from $80 down to $7. Well, it could only go to 0, so not something I'd want to get into either. Gary says, are you getting any rain in your area? Heck no, it is. We got heat wave. Like right now, it's 7 p.m. and it's showing 103 degrees. And the 10-day, what is the 10-day forecast? So starting Monday, 108, Tuesday, 107, Wednesday, 104, Thursday, 101. Friday, it starts cooling down to 97, then 94 and 93. So my air conditioner is working overtime. 918, my margin 3.5%, M1 member. Gotcha. But it went up, right? Because it wasn't it like 1.25. I thought, or 2.5. Maybe it was 2.5, and now it's. I forget how it went. I know you had to be there to get. Had to be the member to get the better rates. She always gets the Crunch Wrap Supreme and mild sauce. Mild sauce, come on. Get the hot sauce. I get the fire. It's not very hot. Where am I at? Here we are. Michael Saylor's company. MicroStrategy is the biggest holder of Bitcoin, like Amara by 10x as big, but 10 times as big. I don't follow that Bitcoin stuff. I don't like the name of that. I don't like the name of that ticker. That's like master. Yeah, I don't like that. The company is good, but they have taken a beating on their crypto. MicroStrategy has a huge investment in crypto. Gotcha. How much is your kilowatt for electricity? It's well, I'm in California, so it's freaking expensive as hell. Let me see if I can figure it out. Because we have like different baselines. So if you use over a certain amount, you pay more. Let me see. Let me pull up my bill. Kilowatt hours, tier 1, 31 cents. Tier 2, 39 cents. So pretty darn expensive here in California. But yeah, I keep my air conditioner on 75 degrees, and I got a fan running because in this front room in the evening, the sun is right on that window, and it gets a little more warm in here. My son gets the hottest ones you can get. Of course, he just made quesadillas here at home: pepper jack cheese, pepper flakes, and Louisiana hot sauce. Which Louisiana hot sauce? I like we always get the Cristal brand. I call it Cristal, but it's Crystal. It's the Louisiana Crystal hot sauce. Been using that forever. ES is creeping back up and down, and only down about $2 from Friday's close now. Yeah, let's take a look. Like I said, I don't like looking at futures until about 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, it's not bad. Anyone found land for the compound yet? Think we can get wind and solar going? Wind or solar going? I was looking on Zillow for land. Problem is you need somebody that is like on the ground there to really know, what's going on. Like if we wanted a compound like in Tennessee, I would want a Tennessee native to tell me, okay, this is what happens in this area. You can't just go and just willy-nilly buy some land. But yeah, I always look at stuff online. Mike Witten, 31 cents. Sheesh. When I was in Texas, it was 10 cents. Yeah, this in California, it's expensive here in California. But just buy an electric car. Oh, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Gary says, grow hot peppers. They like the heat and soil kind of dry. Weed loves the heat and sun, but you have to keep it humid. Yeah, there's no humidity here. Like, what's the humidity right now? It's not very bad. Like, I mean, the weather, if I can go out there and it's not horrible, it's hot, but it's not, humidity's. Wait. How about right now? Can you give me like right now, Mr. Google? Humidity 13% right now. So no humidity right now. I can definitely tell though when it gets into the 30s. When the humidity is like 30%, yeah, I could tell. The evenings get humid. Naturally in the 30 to 40% range. But during the day, yeah, there's no humidity here. I do have one jalapeno pepper plant, and yeah, that sucker grows peppers all the time. Close your blinds on that window to help keep solar gain out. Yeah, the blinds are closed for sure. Plus, it has a solar screen on the outside, so that helps some. Del Taco or Taco Bell? I'm currently in California bouncing around for work. Seems like some taco wars here. I enjoy the taco truck since I have been here. Oh yeah. Taco trucks, you can't go wrong with taco trucks. You rarely can go wrong with taco trucks. Um, Personally, Joe, I like Del Taco, but my wife doesn't. So if my wife don't like it, I don't get to get. I mean, every once in a while, I can take my kid there or something, but usually it's me and my wife is gonna go out to eat, right? And she doesn't like Del Taco, so it'll be Taco Bell. Yeah, I know, and not this Tennessee native. Yeah, I see I'll see some stuff on Zillow and it's like, man, that's cool. It's 10 acres. Look at something small. But I don't know if that spot's good. I don't know if, of course, you can call the realtor, but he was, oh, yeah, it's great and all that. But kind of tough. Living on small farms is the future. Find land where there is water. I would agree with that. We are 67 and 61% humidity. Ooh, that's humid. I have one jalapeno plant, no peppers yet. I got to go check mine out. Haven't looked at it in a couple weeks. Del Taco for the win. Yeah, I like Del Taco. Gary says our humidity is over 70% today and it will rain tonight and cool off, but it was 90 today. Man, 70%. That's like Florida. I thought that's like normal on the east, right? High humidity like that. I grew up on the coast, on the West Coast. So we dealt with humidity a little bit. 50% humidity. You can definitely feel it. But I don't believe it's anything like the East. Sheik says, but Del Taco went up 50% in less than 2 years. Really? Sheesh. That's crazy. Exactly. And I was 13 when we moved. Yeah. Yeah. So you ain't going to know. Hot sauce just says the original. There's two. There is two. There's one that's the original Louisiana hot sauce, and then there's Crystal. Crystal is in one of them green kind of bottles. I don't know what you call it. I think the original that you're talking about, I believe, has a yellow something label, yellow and something, yellow, red, and blue, maybe. Grateful man, a lot of watery land around here. Us natives call it swamp, but that is unless we're trying to sell it to a Yankee, then it's called your own piece of paradise with water view. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, how do you go and buy something like that? Right? You don't know. Like I seen like there's this place selling humongous RV lots out in Kentucky. I wish I had the link. I don't remember where it was, but it's on the lake. It's on Lake Kentucky or in Kentucky Lake. But from what I saw, my research is that it's in a floodplain. So it's like, okay, you can have your RV there, but you might want to leave when there's a storm. 2+ years before Dow hits 36,000 again. Let's see. That would be okay. Ain't nothing wrong with going sideways. Blackout curtain that window. Probably should, but
Foil.
you could also do the aluminum foil. That's the ghetto way.
The Mexican way.
Yes on yellow and clear glass. Yeah, you got. I know which one you got. Got to try the crystal though. That's the best one. Roads Explorer last night. It was 87 degrees and 83% humidity. Ugh. Ugh. That's disgusting. Gary says drive your RV out and live in it for a few seasons, then buy land. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. We'll travel around the country and see what kind of places we like and all that stuff, and we'll see. The future is bamboo. Grow that stuff in that swamp land and have the last laugh as you get rich. Bamboo's the future, huh? Got a bamboo hut. Bamboo's strong stuff. Hey, Jerry, why is the IRS buying up ammo? Because I told all of you in previous live streams to buy it up. I'm tolling you. I'm tolling you. They're buying it up because they don't want you to have it. I'm looking at heat reflective film for west windows. What is that stuff called? There's stuff specifically made for that too. Basically, kind of like aluminum foil. It's essentially two layers of aluminum foil with some bubble wrap sandwiched in between them. Is basically what it is. I am learning how to play a bouncing sideways market. 2 good weeks. Nice. Put your hot sauce in a pan with some butter and garlic, you heathens. And then what do you get? Hot sauce butter? Garlic butter hot sauce? 30% humidity. Come to Florida and see what humidity is. Yeah, I've been there. I understand. Bamboo is nasty, but it'll be the wood of the future. Just don't grow it in your backyard. Yeah, from what I know, bamboo, once it gets started, yeah, it just takes over. Oh, or I. Bamboo is strong but not efficient for making into much like textiles and such, not environmentally friendly like they claim. You can make weapons out of it. Grinding retire. I think I can use it to trade for gold. I just don't plan on trading it for the gold. I it could be. I think if you ever got into a barter type system, I think ammo would perform better than gold. Because what are you gonna do with the gold? There's no use for it. right? At least, you can trade it for food. You can trade it for water. The gold bugs are going to hate me for that, but crystal. Ah, yes. Spelling. And the stuff you were talking about is called foil bubble, where they make it, or reflectix when selling to van. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's reflectix. That's the word I was looking for. And yeah, basically bubble wrap with two thick pieces of aluminum foil around it, stitched together, and you got yourself some reflectix. Thanks, Nice. He's always wanted to try new hot sauces, so I'll try to find it. Yeah, we got on a kick for a little bit, for a minute, trying new hot sauces, and we always go back to Crystal hot sauce. Like always. Dr. Drip says your humidity has rookie numbers. Yeah, your Southeast Asia stuff, that's like serious humidity. Good night, Gary. Thanks for coming along. I saw that. I don't know if you said it last week or not. Uganda found 31 million tons of gold ore. Uh, they better have an army. They better have an army. I wouldn't be telling nobody, because they can come take it. We're gonna need that. I use the bamboo for punji traps. Punji in the front yards, keep the solicitors away. Night, Gary. Neighbor 2 doors down has bamboo planted around his backyard as a screen. Next door neighbor is making preparations to carry him outside the city limits inside a freshly made bamboo box. Next time you make hot wings, do the butter thing. You can thank me later. Oh, I could see that. Hot sauce, butter, and garlic. I mean, that sounds like heaven. A little slice of heaven. People are way too obsessed with gold. It's pretty, I guess. I guess if you make it into a necklace, but you're not going to be wanting to in a barter situation. If we're into that part of society, you're definitely not going to be wearing your jewelry. I would. I have a rough time wearing jewelry now. Just because of the spike in crime. I wasn't never a big jewelry guy, but I do have a wedding ring, and I really, I mean, I want to wear it, but I also don't want to be a target, because you're definitely a target, right? So you see somebody shining, and yeah, not good. So women, quit carrying purse. My wife doesn't even carry a purse anymore. Don't carry a purse. Forget the jewelry. Forget the expensive purses. Forget the flashy clothing. Even if you're in a big city, forget about all that stuff. Laugh out loud. Grateful it does spread. The bamboo. As soon as the price on a bag of wing to cook yourself comes down from $17 a bag. Yeah, wings are expensive as hell. I don't know what it is. It's like, okay, it's less meat, but it's more money. I don't get it. You have to buy the whole wing and chop them yourself. That's a little cheaper that way.
Hell no.
Knives won't do it. Even with knives won't do it. It's the leaves blowing off into the next door neighbor's pool that he is most grateful for. Yeah, I would imagine that would suck. Lots of places wear their wealth. Yeah, they do. And I would be very careful nowadays. Like literally, it's if I do look on like local news and I scroll, there's nothing. It's all robbery, murder, assault, hit and run, accident. That's all it is. And it's, multiple times a day. Oops. There are other life forms, however, we don't exist in the same time spectrum. You're like way behind on the chat. But that's yeah, I understand. Exactly. Um I think it could be other forms here. We just do not have that ability to see them. They may not even have the ability to see us. Mars may be fully occupied at this moment. We just don't know it. See, because we only think through what we can see, and we have, I guess, a bias that what we see is what is, and that's not necessarily true. I don't believe. I have something the size of a man's wallet on a wrist strap. Yeah, try to get that into a pocket. You don't want it dangling out there.
That's what I use.
Yeah, you need to get that in a pocket. Buy whole chickens, put the wings in the freezer. After a few, you have enough. Yeah, I used to do that. But it is work for sure. Roads Explorer, best RV class for a couple, no kids. Depends on if you really, really, really like each other and um what your goals are for how do you want to travel, right? If you want to get off into, you know, off-road type stuff, obviously a van, but you better like each other because there's no room in the van.
Do
Um
you like me?
I like you, but I don't know if we could survive in a van. Like,
I need my own room.
yeah, you need your own room. I just you're sitting on the toilet and you could reach right across and flip your pancakes at the same time. So
That's disgusting.
I mean, that's how small a van is. It's like tiny. So it's really, but I mean, then there again, are you just traveling for a weekend? You can get away with that for a weekend. But if you're going to be gone all year, that would be rough. Um, I like class A's for the space. I don't like how big they are. Um, but definitely if you got a long term plan, of course you're going to want space. But then I like the class C. Uh, I'm talking motorized versions only right now. Um, I like the class C because it's actually cheaper to own than any other one. Well, except the van. The van's about the same. But it's like a regular uh, vehicle to maintain, whereas a class A is a little bit more specialized. You got bigger windshields. That's going to be expensive as hell to change. Yeah, usually have bigger tires that are way more expensive and things like that. So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to break it down. And then you got travel trailers. You got a truck to pull it. Um, you know, you got fifth wheels. You'll need a big truck. So, uh, I can barter with ammo, and if they don't want to barter, I can just take it anyways with my ammo. Exactly. Exactly. That was my thought, right? Like, okay, if I'm not going to buy a whole bunch of food, and store a whole bunch of stuff. But I have to at least know some people that store some food, store a whole bunch of stuff. If I can identify those people, right, and I can befriend them and find out that they really don't have protection, you can barter. You can do a little bartering there, right? And if you choose not to barter with me, then, worst comes to worse, you're going to want to barter with me. So I get what you're putting down there. Even flashy clothing, I just imagine someone robbing me off my shirt. Yeah, you can't. I mean, shoes. I mean, there's people walking around with hundreds of dollars, value of shoes, right? Hundreds of dollars. It's like they can take those off real quick, and don't think they won't. Have you dismantled a chicken, Jerry? I agree with knives. I no, I actually haven't dismantled the whole chicken, but I used to dismantle wings. Like you'd get the whole thing, right? So you'd have to chop off the little unnecessary part, and then you'd split the leg and the drumstick, or the wing and the drumstick apart. So I have done that, but not an entire chicken. Grinding retired. Did you see Biden fall off his bicycle? I laughed so hard. I'm sorry. Probably going to hell. Not sorry. I did. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know why. I think he's trying to prove something. I think, fail.
It's Trump's fault he failed.
Yeah, it was Trump's fault. Roads, what do you like to do? Where do you want to take it? Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing. It's like, what do you imagine yourself doing? That's really a big thing, right? The smaller, the more nimble you're going to be. The larger, the more comfortable you're going to be. Our bias goes to things that look like us. Exactly. It stays in my hand, but I also only leave the property a few times a month too. Yeah, I just don't like it hanging off of your wrist. Even my wife, because if someone grabs it, and they're basically going to yank you to the ground. Whereas if it wasn't attached to your wrist, you will at least avoid some injury. Best part about being in California for work, my food per diem goes in my pocket since you no longer stop at the register. You just walk out the door since no prosecution. This is very true.
$950.
You can, go to freaking Slates, or what's the big steakhouse, babe? Ruth Chris, Fleming's. Get you a nice tomahawk steak and just walk out. They can't do anything. The key is not to get violent if they try to stop you. You just keep walking. You don't want to get violent. That's where they get you. As long as it's under $950, they can't really do nothing. They can give you a ticket. Grateful Man says, I would say Class B for the best RV. Class A couple with no kids. Depends on your size, though. If you're above 6'1", then you wouldn't want it. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to depend. I would say Class B if you're a weekend person, or you're just going to take a week, couple weeks, and go, explore real quick, and you're going to get out of it, right? But if you're going to spend all year in this thing, then a Class B, I think, would suck. For a couple, right? Because it's going to be, you're going to be, there's only enough aisleway for one person to go down, right? And then there's nothing. And then you got the wet bath where you're taking a shower while you're sitting on the toilet. That seems kind of convenient, though. But a lot of van lifers I know are limited because the vans are not four-wheel drive. They get okay far. They only get so far and get stuck. Yeah. That's another problem too. If they don't lift them, a lot of these places that they go off into, right? The ground clearance isn't enough. Storytellers are, but money. How many wives can I fit in a van? Without you in there, you can throw a few of them in. Can be hard finding places to work on RVs too, and an issue if you need to get stuff fixed, at least if you are full time. Yeah, that's why like the big class A's are a little harder. The diesel pushers are a little harder. Um, the class C's that are on the van chassis, it's gonna be a lot easier because those are a lot more common and essentially if a Ford dealership can do the work, you're gonna find a Ford dealership somewhere. How does fuel prices affect the RV market? I was considering building sprint RVs. However, everything is becoming so expensive now. I took a job instead. Um, it's just going to affect. I'm hoping that the RV prices come down because I don't know when we're going to buy one, but we're going to buy one. Um, I don't know if the demand has gone down though. That's the problem. Because housing is in short supply, and some people may be buying RVs as for housing. So I don't know, but it would affect, like, for us, in a on a budget as far as fuel prices. It would just affect the way we travel. You just slow down your travel. You do the same things. You just go slower. The wives in the same van. It better be one. Uh, Fuel prices going up have slowed the full timers I know way down. As far as buying, I'm not sure. It seems like a lot of people are still buying if they can and ditching housing, but I hang out in RV van life community. Yeah, see, that's basically what I was saying. It's like a lot of people have ditched housing, or they're getting to a point where they can't find anything. So what's their alternative? And then then they end up finding the RV thing, and then they end up liking it and probably never leaving. If you want to see a really good video about Class B, check out a YouTube couple, Live in Our Vision. I think they have the best YouTube art videos. I've watched them before. Yeah, I just can't see a couple doing van life. If they each had their own van, maybe. I just can't see it long term. Like I said, I had to make major buys this past 2 weeks. I bought about 60 shares of EAD, 4 shares of 3M, 6 of JEPI, 10 of ROLD, and 25 of IEP. So nicely set up with dollar cost averaging. Nice. Good stuff. What did I buy? Did I buy anything? I think I bought some PDO to average down. That's a bond fund. I live in the middle of nowhere. People don't tend to grab purses. They'll rummage cars occasionally, but even still, if they grabbed it out of my hand forcefully, the strap would break away. Well, that's good, as long as the strap breaks away. My advice is just don't fight it, because you could just, it could go bad. I know, we all tend to see, we don't want to have our stuff taken from us. I get it. But the way people are nowadays, it's not good. The big thing is you live out of the van, you sleep in the van. Yeah, exactly. The problem is if you get into a spot where it's raining, then what? Right? If you're stuck in the van for a while, could be not good. I'm thinking of getting a Class C, not too big, not too small, also more structurally sound. I don't know about the structurally sound part, because what do you mean by that? Um, the living box is not going to be more structurally sound than any other RV out there. The frame is going to be a van frame, a heavy duty van frame. Think like U-Haul truck, basically. A Class A is actually on an even heavy dutier frame. So, but the difference is Class A, you don't have the airbags. Uh, uh, you got seat belts, but you lack airbags because it's on a strip chassis. So, um, that's the difference with when the manufacturers get a Class C RV to build, they get the whole van cab and it's empty on the back. When they have a Class A, it's just there's no cab on it or nothing. It's a steering wheel. There's the seats there, but there's no airbags. There's nothing. There's the manufacturer builds it from front to back. So if you mean the structurally sound because the Class C has the standard front, then that would make sense. More common, but a lot of places don't have lifts big enough. Give it 6 months, maybe someone will be hurting and sell. Yeah, we'll see. Watched some people at Target wheel out 25 large bottles of detergent. Just sad. Employees just watch, not allowed to do anything. Wish I had my knife with me. I would slit the tires on the crappy van. Yeah, but then you'll get arrested. You'll get arrested for destruction of property or something. Going Green is our insider for CWH. Camping World Holdings. Hit the thumbs up button! Exclamation point squared. Camping World and RVs. I'm going for a catamaran in 3 years to sail around the world. What's your views on ROLD long-term capital appreciation? I'm holding 5,100 shares with 20K in losses. Capital appreciation, you hope that it goes flat. You probably won't get a big capital appreciation out of it. So that's the underlying problem with all the covered call ETFs is that your upside is capped, right? So what you would hope for is that we'd have a sideways market for a number of years, sideways to slightly up market for a number of years. That way, the fund has the opportunity to capture some of that upside. If the index just takes off like a bat out of hell, you're kind of screwed because they're selling at the money call. So they'll never capture that upside. Jerry, did you see Rhode Island just banned high cap magazines, turn them in, or they said they're coming to confiscate? No payment for the loss either. Ugh. Rhode Island? I can see them doing that here in California too. But we don't have high cap mags anyway. We're capped at 10 rounds here in California. I don't know what the cap is there. But if they're just saying 30 rounders or more, We've been dealing with that for a long time here. You can't even have parts to assemble a high capacity magazine here. You used to be able to buy parts kits for high cap magazines, and as long as you didn't assemble them, they were okay. But now it's illegal to have the parts. Oh, we don't have Camping World here. I had a friend that worked in the call center in Kentucky, but I can tell you what I see on lots when I leave the house a couple times a month. Yeah. Yeah, I forget who it was. I think it was Winnebago that had the recent earnings. Yeah, they jumped up from 44 all the way up to 51. Big quarter 3 earnings beat. So what did they do? They adjusted earnings per share of $4.13. They were expected to earn 301. The top line revenue grew 52% year over year. Sheesh. That's huge. Revenues in the motorized segment improved 34% year over year. That's surprising because I thought the motorized division would actually suffer because they have to be able to get the chassis from Ford. And if Ford's having trouble building them, how are they getting them? So I'm kind of surprised at that. BR says, how are folks surviving in high cost areas like California and New York? Luckily for me, I live in a relatively low cost and we don't have debt and that stuff. So it makes it a little easier. But for the people on the coast, like California is weird because California is like two different areas. Like you got the central California area, and then you have the coast. All of the coast is extremely high cost to live. Um, and the central part, the high desert, things like that are the more affordable areas. It's not extremely affordable, but you compare it to the coast, and it's a huge difference. There's no way I can live on the coast here. 47 watching, only 10 thumbs up. Anyone not know where it is? Click out of live chat. It is in the left top corner under the video feed. Only 10? I'm showing 38. And 38's kind of low. My wife just saw a guy taking a TV from Walmart today. Yeah, they're getting brave because there's no repercussion. That's why I say it, and it's going all over. I'm kind of glad I don't go to stores. Geez, how are people just walking out and no one's saying anything? There's nothing they can do about it. Problem is if they go after you, say they tackle you for stealing, you're going to get sued. You may get arrested for assault. That's the weird way we are living nowadays. Walmart prosecutes the people taking the items may have been employees taking them to customer pickup area outside. Oh, that might be. Walmart prosecutes if they can get the people to turn around and come back in. But I don't believe they can physically put their hands on them to try and stop them. The Sheik is buying RYLD this year and maybe next. If market strengthens into a bull market again, I'll sell it and buy IWM. I might be over that way looking for a feed store for dog food. I haven't seen the Winnebago plant in a few years. The Thor expansion on the van plant is going well. You got Forest River over there? Forest River is the Warren Buffett company. I would never buy QILD. Far too volatile. Is it volatile or volatile for me? Inflation is 50%, not 8.6. Gas inflation is 50%. Yeah, I think it's a little less than that. Wait a minute. No, it probably is no, yeah, it's well over 50% actually. Because if it was $3 and now it's $6, that's 100%. So just curious what people think high cost of rent or housing is. That's all subjective. Like, what area, right? I can tell you right now what I'm paying is about 30% less than market. So that's how I'm able to afford it. If I had to pay market, I'd leave California. I couldn't pay market. Or I guess I should say I could pay market, but I sure as hell wouldn't want to. Have you noticed that anywhere import states have the strictest gun laws? East Coast and West Coast, any of the inside states, no law restrictions. Just saying. I wonder why. Yeah, I don't know why. Florida, I think, is okay. Isn't the Carolinas okay as well? What else is over there? I know Washington sucks, Oregon sucks, California sucks, but New York down. Yeah, I don't know. Does Ford really build them, or are they built for Ford? There is a plant that builds the cab chassis things in Bristol. The name is escaping me right now, but behind Robert Weed. Huh. I mean, I guess I get what you're saying. You mean they're outsourcing the building of the chassis? I mean, it's still a Ford branded product, though. But are they built in a Ford factory? Yeah, that possibly not. The problem is freedom of speech. That's the problem. Could be. Here, people watch them, and if they have a history, they are met by the police on their way out the door. Yeah, but not in Bristol. Forest River is Elkhart and Goshen. Gotcha. I'm looking to invest in QQQ or Jedi, or is that Jeppy, at $1,000 a week. Thoughts or recommendations? If you have a long time period and you want the maximum growth, QQQ. If you have a long time period and you want maximum income, Jeppy. If you want the best of both worlds, split it. Why not? Why not do both? $530 for lot rent here, but rent on a 3-bedroom trailer in same park is over $900. One bedroom apartments in a decent area of town here You're looking at $1,500, $1,600 a month. 3 bedrooms, you're well over $2,000. Homes, it's weird because homes are a little bit cheaper than apartments right now. I don't know why that is. Um, but a 3-bedroom home in my area is right around $2,000 a month. So yeah, I don't know. Gonna have to leave soon. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. In Virginia Beach, I was paying $1,400 to $1,700 for my mortgage. In SoCal, my mortgage is $3,400. Somebody in here was asking about housing costs. Yeah, I think it was Mike. I think no, it was the Sheik. Yeah, I would have to leave, and I don't know how I would do it. My guess, if I was forced to leave right now, because I couldn't go out and rent an apartment because we don't make enough W-2 income to qualify for any apartment here in town, unless I was able to find another private owner like I have right now to be able to just say, "Hey, yeah, move in," because that's how easy it was when I found this house was, "Hey, how much are you paying? Can you pay this? When do you want to move in?" That was as simple as that. No credit checks, no employment verification, no nothing. It was because it was a friend of a friend. It was just, can you pay this? Yeah. When you want to move in? If I can find another one of those, then maybe. But if I had to do the whole rigmarole of qualifying and all that, I couldn't. So my only thought was, what would we have to do if we had to leave? And my thought was buy a travel trailer or something like that, and have it delivered to XYZ RV park or campground that has long-term stays that I can pay a year in advance or something like that. That is my exit plan in a way, like my inexpensive exit plan. That's the best I can come up with because I couldn't stay here, right? So it's kind of rough. 2K is my whole budget for a month. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of money, and it's mainly because food. Been buying more food. My little chest free. We have a small chest freezer, but that thing's plumb full of food. Our regular freezer is plumb full of meats. Um, so the Darth Maul reverse ETF would be a great choice for Steve. Darth Maul? What is the Darth Maul? In the Philippines, if you get caught stealing, everybody that wants to get a punch in punches you, and then you go to the police station where the police ask kindly until you confess. They ask kindly, huh? Yeah, good points. I don't know how long I can keep up with these high prices everywhere and housing costs. Fingers crossed. I couldn't do it. If I had to pay market, we'd be in trouble. Um, like I said, I could. I sure as hell don't want to. You know, I'd have to pay, like 700 plus more per month to get a similar uh, housing configuration. Probably more than that if I wanted it to be, because when I moved in here, the landlord replaced all the windows, replaced the carpet, painted the cabinets, replaced the toilets, um, replaced the air conditioner, added insulation. He did a lot of stuff, and there's no other. I look at other rentals out there, and it's all, because this house was built in the 70s, so he did a lot of good upgrades. But these houses that are renting for $700 more don't have these upgrades. So, I'd probably have to be paying even more than that if I wanted to get the same level of amenities. That's what I'm saying. Did you move out from California? No, not yet. My hope is 2023 would be my last year. That's like that's very optimistic. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more like 2024, but who knows? It's really up to my son. My son's class of 2023, and I don't know what he's going to want to do. Right? If he wants to go to college here, we're going to support him. He's going to be able to live here. That's what we told both my kids. If you go to college, you can live here. If you don't go to college, go find yourself some place to live. And what's he going to choose? I don't know. I'm hoping he goes to college, but he could decide, screw that, and go by the way of me, right? Just go out and work and live. So I would like him to, we'll see. I would like him to go with us and leave the state, but I don't know. When you're young like that, you don't make the decisions that you would make 20 years down the line or 30 years down the line, right? Like, for instance, right, I just turned 47. When I was 17, right, there was no way I would have made the choice at that time to go move out of state, right? I moved 300 miles away when I was 18, and that felt huge. That felt absolutely huge to me. Like, oh my God, I'm moving 3 hours away, right? It felt like I was moving to another country. And in a sense, it was, because I moved from what I've known growing up uh, to a totally different demographic. Since California is so big, everything's kind of different depending upon where you go. So I don't know. I see Jerry now. Hey guys, shitter's full. You been in any RV van life live streams? It all comes back to poop. We're about 2,000 a month in Salt Lake City for an apartment. Dang. Which state do you prefer to move in? That's a good question. I really want a small town. See, and that's going to be a problem. Like with my son, like if if you're young, right, you're going to college, you got your degree, you're pretty much going to be stuck with at least a larger city, right? And I want a smaller city for sure. Um, so that doesn't really work out for a career. It's a little tougher. So maybe he just moves east of the border. Yeah, that'd be good. Education is so important for your kids. That helps a lot, even though it costs a lot in my experience. Well, he's gonna have to pay for it. I told both my kids, you want to go to college? It's your choice. Your choice costs you money. So you better be damn sure you spend your money on the education that you are going to want to do, because you are going to have to pay it back. Not me. Tom says, GW, you're always welcome to park your RV on our lot. Oh, nice. Where is that at? What state? You don't have to give it all away. There are good trades in schools now too. My company consistently hires from those classes. Yeah, we'll see. I just don't know. I mean, he's 17. Everybody's like always pressuring people like, oh, you should know what you're going to do in life. I don't think so. Like, I had no idea. There was no way you could pin me down and say I'm going to be XYZ. I think girls are better at that probably. But boys, yeah, I don't know. Did you miss my earlier post? I don't know. If you're talking about the QQQ and Jeppy thing, I answered it. Did you miss my answer? Early night. Cheers. Cheers. I found college to be a waste of money, never used any of the classes or degree to get a job and still have tons of student loans. See, that's the problem. See, that's what I don't want to be stuck with. That's why I told my kids, you better damn sure well know what the hell you're doing because it's all up to you. I'm preparing you. I prepared you from newborn to 18 years old to be able to make these decisions. Okay. I will help you with those decisions. I will help you through them, but they will be your responsibility and your life. Gig Harbor, Washington right now. Man, I saw a video of someone out in Washington the other day. Man, it was nice. Always rainy, but beautiful areas. Soon to be in a red state. Oh, that's nice. All you got to do is move over one. I saw an article. Best run cities in the U.S. and the top 2 were in Idaho. He could learn to weld and come out here. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I wish he would learn how to do something like that, but our kids obviously grew up in the tech era. I never learned how to do that. I wish I did. Because I find it fascinating, the people that can make stuff like, I watch a lot of fabrication videos. I watch a lot of automotive repair videos. I find it fascinating that, the way their brains work and how they can work through things and vision stuff and fix things and make something out of nothing. And that's it's amazing to me. Night grateful. Friday was my last day of work, 2 weeks off, and I start the new job, overseas contracting again, and good gig. Nice. Are you going overseas? You can make more money in one day by saying I do than a lifetime of hard work. That is true. A trade is better than a college degree. It could be, yes. It could be. We were talking about that the other day about auto mechanics. Is that a good trade to be in? And it's kind of dying a little bit. But I think it still has a generation to go. When I say generation, I still think it's got a good 30, 40 years before auto mechanics become just, suspension, tire guys and battery guys. Right. But it's amazing. It's amazing the amount of tech though that is in cars. You pretty much have to be an electrician almost now even. or at least you got to understand schematics and wiring and computers and how they talk to each other and all that stuff. So it's no longer like just a mechanical thing. It's no longer mechanic. A mechanic is no longer a mechanic. You're kind of a electrical engineer almost. Overseas contracting like shipping. My daughter's about to start her senior year for a nursing degree. She's already working at GW Hospital. GW. GWU. That's rough. GWU. Nice. Congratulations. Chic, I think in college they call that the Mrs. degree. Even with the tech stuff, it seems like by the time the degree is earned, they are outdated. Learn it and take a certification test. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think a lot of it is just learning how the process works, like with cars, like the way the cars work. Um, I don't even think motors are even a big deal. Like we think about cars, I think about the engines, right? And how the inner workings of the engine work. And probably 9.9 times out of 10, you're not even going to mess with that stuff. You're going to mess with everything around it. What's around it? Computers and wiring. That's it. That's pretty much, the major parts of it, computers and wiring. If you can figure that stuff out and know how that works, probably work pretty good. And that will take you into the electrification part, right? Because it's all going to be just wiring. GW takes some coding classes. You can make over 100K working remotely, but you'll need nose ring and lame tattoo. Gosh, I wish. I'm so behind on tech. I've talked about this before, but I'm so behind on tech. Like I don't even know how to run like Microsoft Word or uh, Microsoft Office, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the Microsoft Suite. I don't even know any of that. Like I can't. I barely can get around a computer. I'm surprised I'm able to do what I do with the computer. Um, but that coding stuff, yeah, I guess it's kind of the same as a mechanic almost. Like I was just talking about, like wiring and things talking to each other. I guess it's kind of the same thing. It fascinates me, but it confuses the hell out of me, and I look at it like it's impossible. And I think it's because I exited the workforce in 2000 and what was it, 2010? So I was never exposed to tech, right? Any of that stuff from 2010 on. And from 2010 prior, for the most part, I worked for small mom and pop shops that didn't really adopt tech either, right? I think if I would have stayed with Walmart when I was like 18, I probably would be somebody today. I don't know what. I'd probably be one of those guys watching people run out of the store. Yes, 475 a day, 160 a day when home, 40-hour work week, with 1 hour of OT a week. Nice. One of the kids' friends said I was tech savvy the other day. Apparently, knowing how to edit videos and operate YouTube makes me tech savvy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm like really surprised I was able to figure this stuff out. Um, but yeah, if I have a problem with my computer, I call my son. I can't figure this stuff out. Do you make your own spreadsheets? Uh, like extremely basic. All my stuff is extremely basic. Like if it's, GW equals or GW1 equals or plus TWZ equals. That's as best as I can do. all that stuff like the arrays, trying to get something from another page to communicate this, or the if this does this, then this. I don't get that at all. If you can trade options, you can code. It doesn't look that simple. It does not look that simple. Live audio. I'm well past the days of working on computers. Yeah, I could probably work a order entry. I have trouble with apps. Like we went to the movies and watched Top Gun, right? And I pulled up the app and I had to ask the people, like, how do you work this? I have no idea. As a weapons engineer in the Royal Navy for 11 years, an MBA and degree in stats gets me 240. Nice. You missed my last two posts. What were they? Did you have links in them? If you have links in them, they won't show up. But I've answered every other one that you've posted. So, but if you do have a link, then it will not show up. It might show up on your end, but it won't show up on my end, and nobody else will be able to see it either. But you might be able to. I YouTube University anything I need to know to build spreadsheets that I don't already know. Yeah, I the spreadsheet stuff, like I grabbed I think it was Thumpers, right? And there's like these string arrays. Like, how did you get that? How did you know to put that in there? Like, and none of it makes any sense to me. It's like, if this, then this, and it's all a bunch of letters and semicolons and commas, and I'm like, holy crap. No links. I did. I don't even know what you're talking about. I've read every single one of yours. Like, can you point me to which ones? I haven't skipped anything. You could totally do order entry. That was my last office job at Champion Chair, entering orders for dialysis recliners for DaVita. Yeah, I can definitely do order entry. I could probably do. When I was 17. I did some very light accounting. I was very good at 10 key. I don't even think anybody uses 10 key anymore. But I remember when my son redid my computer setup and he gave me his keyboard and it didn't have the freaking 10 key. And I was freaking lost for a long time. I was lost without the 10 key on the side. Scroll back and read the posts. I did. I used to be really good at trading options until the market crashed. Yeah, everybody's good until everything's good until it stops working. YouTube University and Google College. I don't know what a string array is. Yeah, I don't either. That's like, what the hell is this? The dark side is erasing Steve's posts. Does anybody else have I missed anything? Because I haven't seen anything that I've missed. Did anybody else verify? Because I don't skip anything. So it starts, I'm looking to generate. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I remember the QQQ Jeppy one, but I didn't see the I'm looking to generate. There's nothing I can't, unfortunately, I can't search the comments. But I did see, this is the last one I remember where I was looking to invest in QQQ or Jeppy at $1,000 a week. Thoughts or recommendations? And I said, why do either or? Why not do both? If you're looking for maximum growth, QQQ, if you have a long-term time horizon. If you need high levels of income, go JEPI. But a hybrid of both of those, if you split them up, I think would be good as well. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't skip anything, so it could be like Going Green Mom says, if there's highly controversial words, Google Mod Squad might be sniping them. Yeah, they don't allow links, and a lot of things. Yeah, they don't. It's weird. It's the language police, possibly. I haven't seen them, and no one we can see is deleting. Okay, good. The covered call ETFs you're talking about will participate in a recovery a little because they sell calls at the money to generate the dividend. Yeah, well, a little. I think the best thing though would be to for before the calls expire for them to drop just a little, right? And then they put this another ones on and it goes up just a little. It just it needs to be able to kind of climb one step at a time. That's what the cover call ETS really need is just one step at a time, and don't take you know, the fast ride up. I think QILD and RLD are going up about a third of what the market's recovery. Yeah. Drip or take the money. I need the money in 154 weeks. I would drip because 154 weeks. That's math. That's roughly 3 years. I would drip for a couple years and then evaluate it on the last year. Typing the real word for crypto always gets my posts hidden. That's weird. Here it is. Put all your money in crypto or stay poor. Michael Saylor, Rawl Powell, wacky dude on RT. Rawl Powell, man, what a name. I need to learn how to trade options. Go slow. Start with covered calls. I would say that's what would be my recommendation. Start with covered calls. Learn how they move. Do not sell cash secured puts until you're ready. And if you're going to sell cash secured puts, do it on stocks that you want to buy. That's as safe as you can get. Check out financial options with Thumper. Just type that in, or if somebody wants to put a link in, that's fine too. He's got some experiences that you can probably learn from because you can go wrong. Kudos to him for putting out some of his videos because you can go seriously wrong in the options arena and you can lose a lot of money. Okay. But you could also use it as a tool to make some money. And that's where you need to find your spot. There's a lot of people that get into options and they gamble and they go for that. They think they're going to hit that what do you call it? That lottery ticket, right? And some people do. Most people don't. Okay, so at least that's what I'm seeing in my portfolio. And there is Thumper's YouTube channel. he did some of the little gambling stuff, right? And it worked out quite a few times. And I think the problem is you end up getting a little too confident instead of it's the know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? That's when you get to that part where what he was doing, man, that's rough. Um, Real stressful, real risky. But he also has some other good content. Like I seen that he put out a video that yesterday on covered calls. I have not watched it yet, uh, but that's where I would start with any options uh, uh, when first learning. Start with covered calls. Real men trade TQQ at the money on margin. Don't do that. I struggle with the stomach for options. Yeah, I mean that's why I say start with covered calls. The stomach for covered calls is not bad. Going green. Thank you for the link. Yeah, check out the covered calls one, um, and then understand that there's going to be some videos in there that shows some high risk stuff. Uh, but don't, you'll see some big wins, but do not ignore the video where he lost it all back. He didn't lose it all, but he lost in a big way. And kudos to him for sharing that, because a lot of times, we only like to, a lot of YouTube people will only share their wins, right? There's only share their wins, and they'll never share their losses. So it's a very important, it's a very good lesson to look at, and hopefully you can, avoid that. Matt Money, there's another one. Matt Money, he got confident in early 2021. It hurt him bad. It did. It hurt a lot of people. That's when the GameStop and the AMC craze really took off, and it hurt a lot of people. And Matt has some videos on that as well. You're welcome, Rhodes. Ad Rocks, this is important. Make rules and stick to them. I've lost money when I didn't. Those are the times when I've made, when I've veered off the path, right? Those are the times where I get burned. They really are. When you veer off your path, you get burned. And here I am. It's June, almost July, right? And if any of you remember, uh, I run a Retired with Less series, right? I just did that yesterday. Links down below. I was going to convert to doing the Retire with Less series with my portfolio in January of 2022. But I decided I did not want to take a loss. And that was Art K. And that was in December. And that one decision that I made changed everything, because I haven't been able to get back into what I wanted to do because of that big overhang of the Art K position in my portfolio. And here we are in June. Right. So it is what it is. You gotta find your comfort zone, and make sure that you don't risk too much, right? Because I always say don't play with money that you don't want to lose. And if you're going to be a seller of options, that's typically the better way to go than a buyer. Check out Thumper and Matt Money. Matt Money, who I believe has some really crazy spreadsheets, if I recall correctly. Yes, he does. He has some good ones for sure. Options University, the tuition cost you pay on your losses to learn not to do that again. Yeah. Everybody's going to take one, right? Everybody's going to take one. Don't be afraid to take profits and move into cash, bonds, gold, etc. This has saved my ass from coronavirus crash and made a June 2022 drop. Yeah, go to cash if you want to. As long as you got profits, go to cash, go to ammo, buy some food, buy some water, buy some coffee, buy a barrel of oil. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Crazy in a good way, but I broke them too. Yeah, I could break a spreadsheet easily. Let's see. We're down. Let's see, or roll it out to infinity. Yeah, exactly. That's where I started that RK, like I said earlier, 105 strike back in December of 2021. Here we are, July of 2022, basically, and I'm still in it. So we're down on the bottom. How did our poll go? Will the market continue up this week? 39% said yes. 40% says no. And 21% says hella fino. So there we go. Steve Steele, we are all probably losing in today's market with Tesla raising prices this week by 6K on the Model 3 and 48 alternative electric vehicles from Ford and VW. Are they better buys? I've always thought they were better buys. I always thought Tesla was overpriced. I think Ford is going to be the leader in electronic vehicles as far as volumes of sales. We've talked about this before too. I think it's going to be Ford, GM, Tesla, and then maybe Stellantis. I'm missing them. I left Toyota out of there though. Toyota's going to be rough. They're coming out with one, and I think they're going to take the. I think they're going to wait. I think Toyota's going to wait until everybody's in there, and then I hope they don't wait too long because they can miss the boat. Because once people buy an electric car, I think they're not going to just recycle out of it and just go on to the next best thing. But I don't know. Toyota people are kind of like Ford people. They're kind of really brand loyal. So their customers might wait for them. If you had invested in ammo during coronavirus, you probably would have amazing. Absolutely, you would have. Like I said, some of the best. I don't know if you would have invested in gold, would it have been different? I don't know. But at least I have something to show for it, right? For my money. It's sitting in my safe and it's usable, it's tangible, it's tradable, it's usable, it has a purpose. And it's grown in value, right? So my kids are still green. I tried the forever roll until I got assigned. Yeah, it depends. It depends on how far in the money they get. I'm really surprised I haven't been assigned on my art case. Really surprised because I'm at 56 strike. What is that? 45 now? I'm surprised they haven't. I believe they stopped accepting orders for the electric F-150 equivalent model. Yep. People buying them up. Will it wind up similar to the Camry? Isn't that the one that has held value forever? No, it's going to be for Toyota. It's going to be a little crossover SUV thing. If you're familiar with the Toyota Venza or the RAV4, it's kind of be in that style. Ford, GM, and Toyota or Honda probably for electric vehicles. I don't know about Honda. I haven't heard much about Honda. I don't even know if they have I don't even think they have an electric vehicle at this point. I know they have hybrids. They might have plug-in hybrids, but I don't think they have a full EV. I don't believe they do. The small ones may get bought up for their tech because the major manufacturers have existing infrastructure. Yeah, the small EV manufacturers, I don't think any of them hang around. I think you're correct. I don't think any of them last or grow. You got all the other, I can't even think of them, but there's tons of these small little EV manufacturers. They're not going to get they're not going to grow. They're going to get taken out. I'm thinking Ford and VW, despite VW's mess in the USA over emissions. Yeah, I like that new Volkswagen bus. It's like a little van. I like that thing. Honda is the most reliable. Yeah, Honda's always been reliable. I had a 1990 Honda Accord that I drove for probably 70, 80,000 miles, raced, foot to the floor most of the time. And I never changed the oil in it for 70,000 miles. I beat the crap out of that thing and it never broke, ever. I never replaced a thing on that car. Tires. It's it. But I typically kept my foot on the floor in that car. Utility master. Utility master. How do you say that? Utility master. I finally figured out a place that builds a chassis. Gotcha. Utility master. 70K in oil. I might have changed it once. Maybe. But I drove the crap out of that thing. And it never broke down. Not one thing. My bet is on Toyota. They're known for having some of the most reliable vehicles. I used to think that about Toyota too, until my oldest son, he has a Toyota Corolla, like a 2018, I want to say. That sucker's in the shop all the time. Like, this light's going on, that light's going on, this thing needs to be reset, that's broke. I'm like, how many miles you got on this thing? He's like 45,000 miles. I'm like, holy crap, dude. It's like, why is this thing always in the shop? I don't know. All in Jeppy. FHAKQILD. Honda is most reliable one out of 400 cars. Has issues. Toyota 1 out of 200. Yeah, I mean, everybody's gonna have different opinions too. Like, I know a guy who has a Honda. He goes, "Man, I hate my Honda." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "I'm always in the shop." I'm like, "What the hell?" I thought Honda was. I mean, you're gonna get a lemon, right? Every once in a while. Knock on wood. I got a 2016 Ford that it's only got 49,000 miles on it, but haven't had any issues at all. Like utility without the T, add master. Yeah, Utilimaster. There we go. Now I said it. Utilimaster. The Volkswagen chassis is common to all Volkswagen EVs. My first Volkswagen diesel drove for over 350,000 miles at 55 miles per gallon, driving it like I stole it. Yeah, you know what I would like is I would really, if I was staying in one spot, I would want to tinker with a Volkswagen Bug. I would. I think they're pretty cool. An old school one, not the new Beetle. That's a girl's car. You can get away with a guy can get away with a Volkswagen, classic Volkswagen Bug. I think it would just be fun to tinker with. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I need a snack. It's getting late, and let's give the futures real quick a quick look see. I'm sure they're down. That's my prediction is we're gonna have a red Monday. And here we go. We got green futures, so we'll see. We'll see. Slugger says, "How can you seem so happy? Don't you get stressed out with the market crashing?" No, I don't. Money's just money, man. As long as, I have my family, we got food in the freezer. I got enough cash on the side to sustain us for months. I got a safe full of stuff that, if things get really horrible, I can go find some stuff to sustain us. Money's just money. It could be replaced. That's why I made my video yesterday on the Retire with Less series. Watch the first 5 minutes of it if you don't care about anything else. Time. Enjoy the time you have. You don't have time. You can't buy time. You don't know when it's going to end. This might be the last Sunday live stream I'll ever do. You don't know. That's what I'm saying. So you got to live your life like almost like it's going to end. Because it's going to end. We're dying. We're all dying right now. You are dying. If you are living, you are dying. So can't stress out about it. The new EVB bug bus will be awesome. Bye, everybody. That's how life goes. I'm 1/3 in cash now, not hoping for a rally. I'm hoping for up and down. Time to wheel. There you go. Slugger. Yep. Thumbs up, man. Appreciate it. Check out that video I did yesterday because the PSA that I do on all my Retire with Less series videos is really that's really what I do those videos for. The mechanics of everything else is really simple. So I think the value in it is in the PSA, even though some people may not think so, but Elon Musk needs to build us a time machine. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys have a good week. Hope everything goes your way, and we'll see you back here next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys have